Welcome back to Explain America. This is your host, Kyle Becker. The MAGA insurrection narrative took another body blow on Thursday when FBI Director Kash Patel and Deputy Director Dan Bongino announced that they had a perpetrator apprehended and in custody over the J6 pipe bomb threats. Of course, those targeted the RNC and the DNC headquarters, and they appeared to be a backup plan that failed, and well, it looks like it was an intentional failure on the part of the FBI to apprehend the suspect. And now we know why, because the identity of the suspect does not fit the narrative. We're talking about a 30-year-old black man with most likely left-wing views, and his name is Brian Cole Jr. And we'll break down why this is such a devastating blow to the media's account of January 6th and what it means for the nation moving forward. But before we do, please like, share, and comment at Explain America. Join us. We appreciate your support for common sense journalism. Brian Cole Jr., a Virginia man, was apprehended and was made to appear in court on Thursday. And the announcement was delivered by Attorney General Pam Bondi, flanked by Dan Bongino and others. Let's watch.
Early this morning, Brian Cole Jr. was arrested and charged with placing the pipe bombs at the RNC and the DNC on January 5th, 2021. He has been charged with violating 18 U.S.C. 844, which is use of an explosive device. This investigation is ongoing. As we speak, search warrants are being executed, and there could be more charges to come. I'm going to let our U.S. Attorney discuss that shortly. This was the work of multiple agencies working together. This morning's operation was carried out safely and successfully.
Of course, if you delve into the charging documents about Brian Cole Jr., it becomes apparent that the Biden FBI very well could have apprehended Cole Jr. They had cell phone data, they had receipts for bomb components, and it looks like Cole Jr. had been planning this futile and risky attack on the DNC and RNC headquarters for months prior to the January 6th event. And Brian Cole Jr. went into the heart of Washington, D.C. and was apparently masked and on video, had a cell phone that could be tracked, and placed pipe bombs that are eerily similar to FBI dummy bombs. And they were not capable of detonation, according to FBI statements that were released at the time of the attack. So these pipe bombs were not even able to cause a major incident. So why did Cole Jr. plan it for months? Why was he so sloppy? Did he think the FBI was going to look the other way? Well, FBI Director Kash Patel released a statement accusing the Biden FBI of intentionally failing to arrest Cole Jr. Let's watch.
They deliberately did not want to solve this. I mean, this was challenging, but it was solvable, right?
In my opinion, the prior administration either was completely incompetent or intentional in their weaponization of justice and law enforcement. And we know they have a track record of the latter with Arctic Frost and Russiagate and so many else. So I put this in that folder. What we did was we rejected and are in the process of destroying and leveling the weaponization of justice and law enforcement and delivering results for the American people.
So FBI Director Kash Patel is spot on here. This fits the pattern of the DOJ and the FBI under former President Joe Biden and his, shadow cabal who were actually running the show. And it raises questions about why the FBI under Biden didn't arrest him. Was it because they had a MAGA insurrection narrative in place? They arrested dozens of Trump supporters who were merely at the January 6th riots, where the FBI had penetrated a number of extremist groups, some of them far right, some of them anarchist, that had gone to the Capitol to sow chaos. Now, why is this problematic for the MAGA insurrection narrative? Because the Trump supporters were at the Ellipse listening to the President of the United States deliver his speech. he was very clear and that he wanted them to peacefully and patriotically protest in support of the election objections. Donald Trump did not want those election objections to be disrupted. So these dummy pipe bombs that were placed at the DNC and RNC, and I might note that Kamala Harris was at the DNC without a press pool, and despite her track record of playing the victim whenever there are attacks, she has not made a big deal out of the visit that she paid to the DNC, and it is shrouded in secrecy. So that adds another layer of intrigue to all of this. So these dummy pipe bombs, they were reported, and the Capitol Police are implicated in this, and it was timed almost perfectly for the election objections, which happened about noon on January 6th. And so if you follow the timeline, the reports of these dummy pipe bombs, they came in approximately just prior to the first election objections on January 6th. And of course, we had also a riot that was breaking out. We saw what happened with Ray Epps in those videos where he was talking about people going into the Capitol. We saw a number of other suspects who were trying to stoke, an insurrection or a Capitol riot. But as we saw, it was not a guaranteed thing that there would be Trump supporters that were just like pulled into it, who may or may not have committed any acts of violence against police, or may have even, didn't even go into the Capitol building. But we also saw Capitol Police open doors for some of the protesters, and the rioters also broke into it at the same time. So the interesting thing about the Capitol Police and the Trump supporters is several of them were suspended for doing that. They were captured on video, so you can look that up yourself. So the whole fact pattern, including the plainclothes FBI and Metro Capitol Police that were there. There were even some Metro Police encouraging Trump supporters to go to the Capitol. That's in court documents. So the entire fact pattern points to a frame up, to an entrapment scheme. And as Nancy Pelosi said, we've been waiting for this, right? She was on video saying that. And of course, she failed to authorize the National Guard. Former Capitol Police Chief Stephen Son talked about his futile attempts to try to reach out to them. And her sergeant at arms, well, he was not able to authorize the National Guard. He works for Nancy Pelosi, obviously, at the time. So all of this adds up to a MAGA insurrection narrative that's been completely busted, and this is the latest body blow to that, because clearly Brian Cole Jr., by all reports at this time, was not a Trump supporter, and his family, well, they weren't Trump supporters either. So we'll have to stay tuned for more developments on this. There will surely be a narrative battle about this and conflicting information to try to cloud things up. But we have clarity here at Explain America, and we appreciate you watching and weighing in with your own thoughts. And thank you very much for watching.